Good Friday. Good morning. Welcome in to another exciting episode of Geeks and Gamers Daily with the A team. That's right. There ain't no drunk 3PO. There ain't no Fear the Beardo. There ain't no half black epic Mike. White Boy Summer's here. Ryan Kennel in the house. What up?
I'm ready for White Boy Summer to be over, not because of the white part, because I'm just tired of summer, dude. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for it to get a little bit cooler outside. I'm ready to stop dying every time I walk outside because it's just so oppressively hot and miserable. I understand like why now all old people just like move to Florida, because old people just like it hot and oppressive in their houses, so they just come down here because that's just what they want to feel. Like fuck them.
Ryan
Like
needs
drunk
to be
3PO.
Ryan needs to be old and in Florida. We got to see it. An 85-year-old Ryan Kennel walking around in the middle of summer on his scooter, driving around Disney World with your Mickey ears on, being miserable as fuck. I need that in my life so much. I really need that.
That's not gonna be me. Like, unless I'm a vegetable and like somebody puts that on me or something, like forces me to go. That ain't gonna be me though.
Oh man. But yes, we have a lot to talk about. We've got the Acolyte. I even saw Steph's tweet. There's like 700 people mobilizing. It's over.
Well, there's way more than that.
I know it's more than that. How many? What are the signatures up to on that?
Up to 19,000.
Yeah, compared to how many did the Game of Thrones remake Game of Thrones season 8 one have? Like millions.
Probably.
It was millions. So yeah, it's so funny. And of course, we did have the Democratic National Convention last night, and there's actually a lot to discuss there because there was a few fake stories that were reported, which has a lot of people confused, a lot of people angry, a lot of people asking questions as to what exactly happened. That's right, Lance Finn. Steph has like 15,000 likes on X. That's right. I'm calling it X. I'm working on it. I'm working through it. I'm in rehab. Okay. Trump's actually like ratioing Kamala right now on X. So I mean,
On
we're
X?
back. We're back. Like he's up at 3:00 in the morning throwing ratios out to a Kamala Harris. Like it's fantastic. We're back, baby. We're back.
You see him call Greg Gutfeld live, like at the start of his show.
You
When
know
like
why?
whole thing was like Fox News just cut off Trump. It's
Yeah.
like they were going to a hard break. Like
Yeah.
that's like a fucking auto hard break. They had to kind of get off
Yeah.
to go to the Gutfeld show. But yeah.
And then he called. Did you listen to the interview with Brett Baer and him and
I listened to a decent portion of it, yeah.
like Trump was just steamrolling him and they were trying so hard to like cut him off and they just could not stop him. He's just like a freight train.
Yeah, because they wanted to ask him like another question and then like wrap it up, and they just couldn't. Wasn't gonna happen.
Oh man, so good. But yes, so we have a lot to talk about. So let's get a few super chats first. What's up, Dom H with 5 gifted memberships in the house?
Daryl the Derelict for 2. Hashtag bring back good shit. Just saying. Yeah, let's start a petition and make good things. Can we do that? I did see some anti-renew the Acolyte, like keep the Acolyte canceled petitions. I'm like, I think that's just about as gay and cringe too, to be honest. But do what you're gonna do, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thunderstrike. Ryan, what's the most underrated Star Wars game, and why is it Jedi Starfighter? The most underrated Star Wars game, Jedi Starfighter's fine. But like lately, especially with like the remake of it coming out, the most underrated one might actually be the Jango Fett Bounty Hunter game that came out right alongside Clone Wars, basically. Not Clone Wars, but Attack of the Clones. That might be it, because that story is awesome. It ties right into the prequels. I'm pretty sure Tamora Morrison does the voice acting for it. That might be the most underrated one. I'm not sure if as many people played it as they should have.
I saw someone say Shadows of the Empire N64. I don't think that qualifies as underrated. That one very much is prominent in the Star Wars video game lore. I think a lot of people look back on it. In all reality, it probably doesn't. I haven't played it in a long time. It probably doesn't hold up very well. Time usually isn't kind to N64 games.
Yeah, exactly. N64 is like that era where they were like advancing, but not to the point where when you go play it now, it's like, oh God, You know, it feels a little bit rough when you go back and play those games now. But Shadows of the Empire was a massive deal.
It was
It was
huge.
like,
It was
you know,
huge.
obviously across multiple different media types, they were launching Shadows of the Empire stuff. So
I'll repeat Revenge of the Sith. I always talk
video game, yeah.
That one just does not get it doesn't get mentioned enough, and it's really fucking good. So that one just does not get mentioned a lot. But
The
good
duels in that game were amazing. Like what the hell?
Some would say absolutely amazing.
I wouldn't. Or I would try not to.
We played that J clip last night on CobraCast.
Nice.
I had to tell the story about it because I was like, we're out there, we're kind of like cutting these promos. I was like, I did my little spiel. I threw it to Ryan. Ryan does like a minute and a half kind of like promo cut, and I'm like, what do you think, Jay? Oh man, it's absolutely amazing. And I knew in that moment, I'm like, I have to literally pick this back up, and I'm not prepared. And then I just had to run with it. Well, Ryan said everything, man.
I just said everything. I said everything in 45 seconds that encompassed Jay's entire experience. That's what I said. Everything. There was nothing else he could have said.
Okay, so they I guess they got to see a glimpse of me be Ryan last night. So so obviously I'm in a hotel. So I'm on my laptop. I only have my one screen. So when the feed we knew that Trump was doing the interview right after his live reaction. So we had it on the Fox News YouTube feed, but that wasn't the one that was airing it. So we had to go through like YouTube TV, and get the Fox News TV feed. And I'm like, I was cussing everybody. It was Krista J and Jay Hillstorm. I'm just cussing. I'm like, fucking find it. And everybody in the chat was like, damn, he's being really rude. I'm like, yeah, there's 4,000 people watching right now and they want this. Like, I don't give a shit about being nice to these fucking people on my stream. I care about the 4,000 people that want to hear from President Trump. And everybody's making a big deal about it. It was pretty funny.
It was like, how many people does it take to run one fucking stream? It was like a mini FNT, like 3 fucking producers.
Pretty much.
Can't get it figured out.
Pretty much.
Sounds about right. We're super professional over here. Super professional. The professional John Morrow for 2. Since Beardo ain't here, Jeremy's gay. Yeah, when I was on co-hosted or hosted Tuesday night's main event, since you were doing Cobra Cast, and Beardo got brutalized in that thing. I don't know if it's always exactly like that, but
it's always like that.
Yeah.
I want to dial back. Like, we have to dial back the amount of like gay references in super chat sometimes, because like YouTube's, I don't know if YouTube's ever gonna have a problem with that. Like, it's a lot.
Why would YouTube have a problem with that? They're promoting LGBTQ content creators.
It is true. All right, well, we have Beardo, so I guess we're never gonna get in trouble.
Well, if you have a slightly more structured show, you could keep things more on track about topical things.
Not really my strong suit, Ryan. Not really.
Yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed. George Ramirez from Puerto Rico for 5.
Puerto Rico.
Happy F Day. Love you guys. My God. Thank God the DNC is over. Trump mean tweets are back. Hope Kenny Jr. endorses Trump. Can't stand fake Kamala.
It's pretty much, it seems like it's a given. I mean, I'll be covering it today on Cobra Cast, but it seems like it's a given.
I'm interested to see like what the reaction will be to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just in general, not to dive too deep into it, but a lot of people who would vote for RFK right now, I don't know, like, I don't know what it's going to take to sway them to vote for someone else. Because if you're voting for him, you're already ready to just like throw a vote away. If that makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I think 50% is a hopeful number. If you can get 50% of his supporters potentially, to come over to the other side, I think that's the hope. Because 50% of them, I think that's an acceptable kind of way to look at it.
MJUK 84 member for 14 months, telling Ryan to live a long, happy life in Florida is the meanest thing you've ever said to him, Jeremy. I hope you have a short life, Ryan. Thank you, MJ. Thank God someone understands me. Fucking burn bright, die out fast. I'm going for.
Dude, I've thought about when new people run across us and they hear that, they're like, Jeremy wishing Ryan a long, happy life in Florida is the meanest thing. I hope you have a short life, and you're like genuinely like thankful he said it. And I can imagine some new person watching our stream. They're like, "What the fuck kind of place is this?"
Yeah, yeah. Lord Botha for 5. Update from Gamescom 24. It's awards day, and Games Protects Democracy won Heart of Gaming Award, which is as cringe as it sounds. Have you seen some of the fucking clips from that?
I've heard of
that woke shit show Dustborn.
Well, we talked a little bit about Dustborn. I saw some clips going around on social media, but since I was so buried in the politics stuff last night, I didn't click on them. But I did see that there was some clips going around about it.
I need to here we
You
go.
made a video because you made a video on it. I didn't watch your video yet.
I did, yeah. Here, this is the one. All you really need to know. There's a ton more out there, and I think Savvy played through it a little bit and shit. But wait, is Dustborn a parody game? Looks hilarious. Listen to this.
Fellow you're with, the black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
What? What? Holy shit!
And like, just for the record, because it sounds like he's dressed like a rioter, right? But he's actually saying dresses like a writer, like you're writing something. Hey there, fellow, the black kid. He dresses like a writer.
Oh my god! So I saw that there was like this big thing going on with Endymion, where he put a tweet up and it got community noted, and apparently it had fake dialogue. And then the Act Man responded crying about Endymion like putting this tweet up or something. Did you see this?
I didn't see Endymion's tweet about it. I heard that it got community noted and that the screenshots were fake dialogue.
But it's like,
but I don't know.
But this right here, like, apparently it can't be that far off the truth. Whatever the fake dialogue was.
Yeah,
Holy
but like,
shit.
still, if it's fucking fake and bullshit, you end up getting called out for posting fake shit.
No, 100%. He was being accused of making it. I think he just saw it and posted it. You know
I imagine he probably just posted it, but yeah.
Yeah. But my bigger problem is the Act Man, a complete and total worthless female. That's who the Act Man is.
But yeah, that game, the entire premise for it was created in the aftermath of 2016 and the election of Trump.
That's right. It was about I'm sorry. It was about Tomb Raider. I'm sorry, not Dustborn. So it was about Tomb Raider. Okay, my bad. My bad. Thank you. Whoever said that.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
But yeah, this entire game was born in the aftermath of 2016. President Trump. They wanted to display. They wanted the entire group. It's a group of young outcast queers. That's what the reviews are saying. Young outcast queers who go undercover as a punk rock band to fight against the fascist cops out there. That's the premise. But, at least you can see yourself represented, you know?
We're living in a meme. We're living in a meme. It was a Money Wilson is who corrected me on that. So thank you, man. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, A Money. Let's see. We said that. Dana White, he made it. Thank you, Dana. I told you we do this show every single Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. You showed up, bro. Appreciate it. Jeremy, thoughts on the Theo Von Trump interview?
I think that it's arguably the best interview Trump's ever done, and that's credit to Theo Von. Theo Von was masterful in it, and I even was talking about like with Brett Baer how Trump's just steamrolling him. There's actually one moment in that Theo Von interview where Theo Von actually stops Trump and he like backs him up to get like something answered. And I'm like, holy shit, that's rare. You know what I mean? Like it's very rare.
It was nice to hear a Trump interview where it's just not the same thing you hear in every fucking speech, every single like campaign speech. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You hear him like talk about other shit and him being like intrigued about Theo Von's cocaine use was great. He's like, oh, that's pretty down and dirty, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and he's like, yeah, homie, you like call Trump homie.
He's like, yeah, homie, that shit'll have you on the porch looking like an owl. You'll be your own street lamp. And Trump's just sitting there like, yeah. Like, it was really funny.
I do think it's and again, it's credit to Theo Von. It might be the best interview I've ever seen for somebody to give Donald Trump. It was fantastic. So big win for him. And Dana White's the one that set it up.
Yeah, I met Theo Vaughn in a Power Slap when I went out there for Power Slap last year, whenever that was. That was cool. He was chill. He was he was pretty much exactly the same as he is in his like videos and interviews and stuff. So
nice.
G&G Play highlights for 5. The Acolyte change petition only reviews how few people actually want that show. They're telling on themselves. Would need 250 to 500,000 to get noticed.
Yeah, and even then, it's like I think you said this yesterday when you and Jay were talking about on Daily. But if it did get those amount of signatures, it would have never been canceled in the first place.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every single one of the people that love the Acolyte, that want it, everybody could sign that petition, and it wouldn't matter because they're the ones that did tune in to watch it. You know, they're the ones that tuned in, and it wasn't enough to justify this show. It wasn't a successful show.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's not the same as Game of Thrones getting millions of signatures to remake 8 because they're not signing something and go, please don't cancel this show. If you get 2 million people willing to sign a petition to not cancel a show, the show wouldn't have been canceled in the first place.
Yeah, but like,
you know what I mean?
But think about it this way. Even if 2 million people signed it, Jeremy, if 2 million people signed a petition to renew the Acolyte for a season 2, even if they all donated $100, that would still just pay for season 2. Like they would all have to commit to donating crowdfunding $100 to justify paying for a season 2 of this shit.
Yeah, I guess though that it's if 2 million people are willing to, if there's 2 million people that are passionate enough to sign a petition to bring a popular or a show back based on a popular IP, then that means that there's 2 million people is probably 20% of the audience. You know what I mean? Like the 100% of the audience that's interested in the show is not signing the petition, is my point. You know what I mean? Very small percentage. So if 2 million people sign a petition, that means there's a huge amount of people that are out there that are interested in this show. But the reality of it is you're going to end up with 30 or 40,000 signatures when it's all said and done, probably.
It could go higher than that. You know what I mean? It could legitimately. I think it'll get multiple tens of thousands of signees when it's all said and done. But it's not going to matter because these people are basing it off this premise that they have, that the show somehow actually was viewed by a lot of people. People actually liked the show. And it couldn't have been canceled just because it had low ratings. It had to be they were giving into the small toxic side of Star Wars fandom. That's what they think. Mm-hmm. And we can go through it right here. Obviously, since we got the news, was it Monday that this dropped? Tuesday?
Monday.
I don't even remember.
I think it was Monday.
The Acolyte canceled. No season 2 for Disney Plus's Star Wars series. We have seen delusional people out there. The people that actually did like the Acolyte, obviously, they're in the minority because you could see from the audience response, you could see from the people that actually gave this thing a shot, the lowest viewed Star Wars show in history by a big margin when you look at the actual ratings, when you look at the actual numbers, not some dog shit site that just measures online engagement score based on people tweeting about it. And that, of course, started up the heroes of this story, Jeremy. The heroes who are trying to save the Acolyte. Save the Acolyte trends as fans react to Star Wars TV shows cancellation. Now, it has been trending for a couple days. Like around 20,000 tweets in like a 24-hour period. And it's been that way for the past couple days. Unfortunately, as we stated about this show when it came out, when people say, oh, look, the Acolyte's trending. Yeah, when you're targeting this certain demographic that literally only exists on social media, full of very young people, sexually confused, pronouns in bios, weirdos, trans flags next to their name, shit like this, and they dedicate their entire life to this show, and they tweeted about it 50 to 100 times a day with hashtags to try to get it trending, yeah, you're probably going to trend on social media. That doesn't equate to actual viewers, as we saw when the actual ratings came out. But Jeremy, they did something very stunning, very brave. They started a petition Renew the Acolyte, baby. Renew the Acolyte. I could go through all those videos because some of them, there's a lot of content there. I will not, because it's not about that. It's about the hilarity of them attempting to do this in the first place. But we can read in their own words why this needs to happen.
Oh, this should be good. This should be good.
The Acolyte opened the doors for so many Star Wars fans, new and old, to feel seen, to feel welcomed and accepted by an IP and fandom that hadn't previously been so for anyone who didn't check off certain boxes. Yeah, you know, Jeremy, there's never been women in Star Wars. There's never been black people in Star Wars. We never had that shit before.
Never happened. This is the first time ever. First time we've ever had representation.
Not only that, but the Acolyte became a beacon for representation that many fans have felt was lacking in the Star Wars universe for decades. So you've been a fan of Star Wars all this time, but you just thought, you know, the one thing wrong with Star Wars is not enough diversity and representation. You're a big fan, but you hate this about the franchise.
Loved it for years. Been a fan of it for decades, but I didn't really care about it until the Acolyte really made me feel seen and heard.
Until I saw a fat plus-size Padawan, I couldn't feel represented. With both creators and actors that truly understood the world of Star Wars, citation needed, the Acolyte quickly became a fan favorite because of the clear passion and love shown in the work and the drive to give us something new and fresh to fall in love with, new characters, with new stories that still existed within the same galaxies we cherished.
Hold on just a minute. Make short, you could be proven 100% wrong if I simply highlighted your comment that literally just came in that says these guys don't read chat at all unless you pay for it. Just saying. What do you got to say about that one, buddy? Now you've been put on blast. Now you can cry and play the victim. There you go. Go ahead. Play it off. Play it off.
Yeah.
Continue, Ryan.
I personally don't read chat when I'm in the middle of like doing a segment on something. So that's just the bottom line. But anyway, here we are. Retarded queers aside, speaking of retarded queers, the people that like the Acolyte, how do you call this a fan favorite, right? An 18% audience score, now called the popcorn meter, by the way, over on Rotten Tomatoes. But, you know, you can argue all that. You can say, oh, it's just a bunch of trolls review bombing. It's just a small portion of toxic fans that are review bombing that. If you're so much bigger, then where are your reviews for this? And if you're so much bigger, why didn't you show up? Because there's not actually more of you. It wasn't a fan favorite. The people that gave it a chance actually didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, these people these people have a problem accepting reality. We know that. I mean, look at their identity. All right. Look at the things that they claim on social media about their own identity. So when they find themselves in this position where they are the literal minority, the slimmest of minorities when it comes to this show, and they just can't accept reality for what it is. And there's always a victim narrative that's attached to it. I've talked about it many times. Terminator Salvation. I know everybody seems to like it nowadays, but back in the day when it came out, I was one of the few people that liked it. And it didn't get a sequel because it didn't perform well, because not enough people went and saw it, because it had a budget. It was based off a pre-existing IP. And if you look at the box office numbers, comparatively speaking to other Terminator films, there's a reason that they didn't continue on that universe. Did I say it was because of racism or toxic? It's because it didn't perform well. Not really hard to figure out. There's no victim narrative built around this. If people watched The Acolyte, if people cared about it, if people liked it, you would have a season 2. End of discussion. There's literally like the narrative out there. So somebody was part of that Twitter thread that was hating on me, and another person quote tweeted, and they were like, Bob Iger needs to stop watching these guys. Bob Iger. It's like, you fucking kidding me,
dude? Like that's why this is out here. They think that this was actually a massive success, but because, well, YouTubers didn't like it and they got big views out of it, that Disney's canceling it to cater to us.
Yeah.
Could not be further from the fucking truth.
Then why are we sitting here since 2017 hating Star Wars, but they're catering to us? What?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
They would have loved nothing more than to give this a season 2. Honestly, they would have loved nothing more for it to be a big success and give it hey, this is so awesome. We're going to give Leslie Headland 5 more seasons of The Acolyte. You got more content coming to you guys. They would have loved nothing more than that. And they would have made every excuse they could have to try to justify it. And it tells you just how bad it is that they can't. Now, I also think there's a big overreaction to this because the way it's being perceived is like Lucasfilm came out, even though they never said anything about Obi-Wan, never said anything about like Boba Fett season, like whatever. And they came out and they're like, hey guys, just so you know, the Acolyte was a massive pile of shit. We're canceling it. That's not what happened.
Nope.
It was a leak
by
from
Deadline.
Lucasfilm, right?
Yeah.
It was reported by the media. It was leaked from internally at Lucasfilm. It wasn't an announcement that Lucasfilm made. So I think that's also part of the reason why these people are up in arms over this as well.
I will say though, and I heard Gary say this the other day on the Nooner, but it is interesting that they did confirm it, or they didn't deny it per se. Like they didn't have to. Like Rian Johnson's trilogy has never been formally announced as not happening. And Gary, according to Gary, and I didn't know this to be the case, but Disney Lucasfilm has never addressed the Dan and Dave. Is that what their name? Benioff and Weiss, wasn't that their names? They've never formally addressed that trilogy not happening. And
I think that when they left, when Benioff and Weiss left to go to Netflix, they basically
did
that, right?
Correct.
But again, kind of like you said, say in this case, a report comes out, Acolyte's canceled. Report comes out, Benioff and Weiss have left Lucasfilm. They never came out and said, yes, we confirm this is true.
Yeah.
They're just letting it play out.
Yeah. So ultimately, your point that you just made a few minutes ago is 100% accurate. It's not that this isn't like a middle of the road situation with Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm actively wanted more Acolyte. They wanted more of this. They would have given anything to give Leslie Headland 3, 4, 5 more seasons of this shit. They wanted it. So the fact that even when they had their own internal bias, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing as a company. You create something as a company, you want it to succeed. That's not a bad thing. In the event of Lucasfilm, it is, because we know what type of company they are. But regardless of all that, they as a company wanted more Acolyte, and even they could not justify it. That tells you everything you need to know about the massive disaster this series was for them. Massive disaster.
And then the last paragraph here is my favorite. Regardless of the orchestrated review bombing by a small fraction of loud trolls and all the other obstacles this show had to face straight out of the gate, like that it was being written by retarded people. I agree with that point. It trended repeatedly throughout and after the show aired. It has a very dedicated fan base willing to fight for its continuation. It's a story that deserves to be told. There are some truths in there. It does have a very dedicated fan base. It does. Unfortunately, the size of that fan base is insignificant, and it is not powerful enough to make the show successful.
Well,
like, you can't argue with this.
Well, Chris Gore.
That's right.
Chris Gore says season 2 is coming.
Chris Gore is making Acolyte season 2 on the Film Threat YouTube channel using Acolyte figures. So I would say prepare for scissoring, you know, but you never know. You never know.
So, hey, guys, you have something to look forward to, okay? Acolyte season 2 is happening. Chris Gore is making sure that your dreams become a reality. What a great guy. What a great guy he is. Ultimately,
so much of it is just like delusions as well. They are convinced that the show actually had massive viewership. Here, this is, I'll do this one, for example. I saw this in the hashtag Save the Acolyte trend, right? Top TV shows today: House of the Dragon, The Acolyte, The Boys, Umbrella Academy, One Piece, blah, 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 all these things. This is from Tuesday, August 20th, the day after it was canceled. These are not ratings.
Not ratings.
This is people are talking about a show on social media. Even says online engagement. Most popular TV shows by online engagement. What a surprise that the day after The Acolyte gets canceled, when you guys are out there screaming and crying and sad about The Acolyte, and the vast majority of everyone else is celebrating its cancellation, that it was one of the most talked about shows.
These people are so stupid.
Like they're actually dumb.
They really are.
And to be honest, part of it is the mainstream media's fault, because they are the ones that tried to gaslight people about this. Like Collider did this, right? They are the ones that caused, well, they're retarded, so they can be tricked by a lot of stuff. But Collider, they were out there for weeks and weeks and weeks shilling for this thing. And with reports like this, the Acolyte continues to dominate the streaming charts. The latest real good streaming charts reveal the Acolyte continues to capture viewers' attention. The real good streaming charts are another one of those things. They're not actually measuring ratings or viewers. They're measuring people talking about something. And based on the audience you have, that can be wildly different than the people that are actually watching the show. Take something like Reacher. Reacher is something that completely dwarfs almost everything that Disney Plus ever puts out. We're talking billions and billions of minutes watched in a given week for something like Reacher. But it doesn't have nearly the trending audience because the audience is different. The audience is not full of people who are, like I said, in this very young, constantly online with their Stan accounts, tweeting out fan cams, shit like that. So it doesn't have as big of an online engagement score. It has vastly, multiple times more people watching it.
And to your point, click the link that I just put in the private chat. I was pretty proud of this meme that I created. But yeah, to the media is partially responsible for this narrative that they just continue to push about the success of the Acolyte, because there was no success of this show. There was not success at all. So right there, love the look from Trump. But look, the Acolyte data suggests Star Wars series is a big hit despite backlash.
I like how you took a watermarked meme.
Yeah, and redid
you
it.
Fucking just pasted your own thing over it.
Yeah, damn right. And I left his watermark because I could have taken that in. I've watched enough Trump. I know exactly where that came from. That was the debate.
That was the debate,
yeah. So I could have, but I was like, no, I'm going to leave the watermark because at the end of the day, I don't know if that guy really made the. You never know on the fucking internet. Did he make the original? Did he take the original and put his watermark on it? You don't know. You know what I mean? But
yeah, there's been like Twitter being monetized that has like made that excessive nowadays.
It's
like,
bad.
It's insane.
It's bad. So yeah, this guy gets credit for my meme, even though I took his meme. Whatever. Welcome to the internet. So, but yeah, you're right about that though. The media pushed all this bullshit, and you have a bunch of mentally ill weirdos that just believe whatever the media tells them. They don't do any research whatsoever. All you needed was a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense to know that the Acolyte was not performing well, and it was not going to get a season 2. It was very obvious. Very obvious.
Thank God.
And that's a good thing. Although I will say, I wouldn't be upset if we got a season 2.
Well, I mean, it would give us content for sure.
That's it.
Like, if you're asking me if I would capitalize on another Disney Star Wars disaster, yes, I absolutely would. Mm-hmm. But I think it is the right thing to not continue it for a season 2.
Yes.
And it helps that a lot of people are crying about it. Makes me a little happy. Tobias Nexus for 10. Hey, Ryan, I was informed the Lepi are canon in the EU Star Wars since 1978, apparently in a series. What do you think of the species of carnivorous and anthropomorphic rabbits as canon? Yeah, there is a character, I forget, it was in the comics, obviously, the really early comics, he's basically a fucking rabbit. So he's not my favorite character. I kind of think some of those early Marvel comics are a little whack when they were just getting off the ground, but
hey, we are 7 subscribers from 396,000. If I just would make some videos, we'd probably already be at 400.
We would. We've been sitting at like 980 like as the last for a couple days.
I know.
It goes up or down a little bit.
We'll get there though. We'll get there. We're almost there.
The Proficial John Morrow for 2. I lightened up with the supers, but that was bad. Yeah, Beardo got butt blasted basically all night. Gohan Creates, remember, for 3 months. Room is finished, in the process of getting stuff moved in and all set up. We'll be doing a quick video of the room when it's all set up. Let's get this done for the fans.
Nice. Let's go.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure Vibe. My Hollywood spies have confirmed Leslie Headland is poised to take over for Kathleen Kennedy in Lucasfilm. She was also wearing a MAGA hat. Those spies. Beardo's homosexual boss for 2. Ryan, tell Jeremy about the Beardo micro penis joke. I don't know if I remember it. I do remember like stopping everything because it was such a good burn that it like had to sit there and like we had to like actually appreciate it for a moment before it really got quickly skipped. But I have to go back and look. I do not remember it. It was really funny though. It fucking made me laugh. Jason Yankovic for 2. Trigger. Racist.
Racist.
Alex Papa, what's your all-time favorite game? Mine's Wolfenstein RTC.
It goes back and forth between Half-Life 2 and Super Mario World for like, like a actual like a game. Like, I love the Mario Kart series, but that's a different type of game. So it's either Half-Life 2 or Super Mario World. Recently, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is phenomenal. I love Metroid Dread. And we're never getting a Half-Life 3. I've accepted that. But when you play Half-Life 2, if you've never played it, though, you need to play Half-Life 2 along with Episode 1 and 2, the DLC. It's fantastic. Just get the orange box. Just buy the orange box. Play that.
I don't know. My favorite game of all time. I really like...
You're gonna say the Arkham games, probably, or a Star Wars game.
Well, the Arkham games are fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I really played the fucking enjoyed the hell. Every time I played, probably played through it 10, 15 times at this point. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and also the follow-up Jedi Academy. Those are some of my favorite games of all time. I don't know.
James Norman says Half-Life 3 might be on the way. Don't blame that bullshit. That along with Titanfall 3, right? Titanfall 3 would be right around the corner as well.
Jake Beebe for 2. Hope you both have a great day.
Thank you.
Strangely positive chat. But thank you, Jake. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. Ackman is a female. Female? Really, Jerry? Using female as an insult? How dare you? Even Ackman didn't deserve that comparison.
Hey, we're 2 away from 396.
Sir Hat for 2. Imagine if all shows had to be crowdfunded.
Be a whole different world we're in.
Part of and there's also been a big conversation about shows don't have enough room to breathe anymore and blah blah blah. They get canceled so quickly nowadays. One of the reasons for that is because the way that people are making series is completely different than the way it was a decade ago. It used to be very normal for all these different companies. You'd have a bunch of pilots, right? You'd shoot a pilot. You'd screen them all. People would review them. You'd say, hey, what do we think has the best chance for success? Whatever. And of the 10 pilots you saw, you might have greenlit 1 or 2 of them, right? To go on and actually get made into a series. That's not the way things work anymore in the streaming era where people are so desperate for content for their streaming services. Now they're like, hey, we're ordering a whole series. We need 8-episode series, 10-episode series. Let's do it. You get $180 million. Boom. Like before you see a fucking frame, before you get a full storyboard of anything, it's just boom, it's there. That's why so many things get canceled after one season, because no longer is there this pipeline for quality control before you even order the series. Right. That's changed the way things work in terms of series entertainment.
It has changed completely. On that note, I haven't talked to you about this. I don't know if you've talked about this. What do you think about the Chick-fil-A streaming platform? What the hell is this? I haven't even looked into it too much.
Probably going to be closed on Sunday. I don't know.
It's so weird, dude.
I don't know what the attempt is.
I don't either. It's so strange. A Chick-fil-A streaming platform. Things you never thought you were going to hear introduced. But yes, if some of you don't know about this, Chick-fil-A recently, it was reported that Chick-fil-A is coming out with their own streaming platform. That's a thing.
I mean, I love Chick-fil-A, so
this will be.
I don't know what a streaming service of that is about. Maybe they'll do like family-friendly kids entertainment or something. Not sure.
Bring back real ABC Family. Remember that when ABC Family didn't have like LGBTQ plus?
Yeah, they had to fucking change the name of the channel because you tune into ABC Family and it's all just about like high schoolers fucking each other and getting pregnant and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
What was
bro, what are
they
you guys
changed it?
doing? Like
Free something?
free form.
Free form. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Free form. Yeah. Good Lord, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did not fit. Like,
it did not at
clearly.
all. It did not at all. What did
Jeremy
Gary
the
say?
Cyborg for 5. Hail to 199. Hello to Ryan and Jeremy Mage Prime.
Thank you. Looks like we're gonna have some let's see. We're gonna have some Mage Prime t-shirts in our Teespring store later for CobraCast.
Very exciting.
Gary wants a series about a spicy chicken.
That's my go-to. I was so happy when they brought back the spicy chicken breakfast biscuit. Because they got rid of that for a while. Yeah.
Do they still have the biscuits and gravy for breakfast? This is a long time ago. I've never
not what I get when I go there.
I've never been the biggest like Chick-fil-A fan. It's fine. But what I've always said about Chick-fil-A is if you're on like a road trip and you're pulling off on an exit, it's always a safe bet to go to Chick-fil-A.
It's always going to get very consistent, good service, good food. Yeah.
Yes. Because I more often than not, I'll stop at a McDonald's or a Burger King. I'll walk in and let's just say I'm given a lot of reason to turn around and walk out. So
yeah, Batman situation.
So, yeah. So
yeah, I think that it's super expensive. Chick-fil-A is incredibly expensive. As a lot of things nowadays.
Not compared to Five Guys burgers.
No, Five Guys is also incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
But even if I'm not like super feeling Chick-fil-A, if like somebody gets it or whatever, I can't stop eating it. It is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Crimson Raptor for 5. They told us not to watch The Acolyte if we didn't like it. So we didn't. They're mad the show's over. They're mad we still outnumber them. Yeah, I remember a couple months ago when all these fucking pronouns in bios freaks out there were saying, it's not made for you. It's made for us. You don't have to watch it. Okay. Congratulations. Chris Coran for 2. I signed up the petition under both your names. Please don't. I said in my video I made last night about it because I was talking about the other like anti petitions to keep it canceled. And I was like, look, I pretty much think all these petitions are cringe and gay. And I had somebody reply, it's like, I agree with your point, but to refer to something as gay in a negative context, it maybe looks like Kathleen Kennedy and her ilk might have been right about you people. So I just replied, if you get offended over somebody saying gay or retarded as an insult, you're a fucking pussy.
That's literally what we do here.
Yeah. This is what we're normal. Luis Alonso Zelaya for 5. Funniest thing I've seen people commenting, HBO, Netflix, you know what to do. Yeah, look the other way as well. Maddening gives 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Maddening.
Thank you.
Black Kane. I'm disappointed we won't get to see Dark Lord Schlurpo in Acolyte Season 2. Everyone is. It's very upsetting. Darth Gavel for 5. How many signatures are the same bots that were gaslighting everyone about the show? But again, I feel like the word bot gets thrown around so often.
Bot gets thrown around about as much as Grifter does these days.
Yeah, and some people just refer to it as kind of people with NPC programming. Some people refer to it as literally they're all fake, right? There are people out there. There are a handful of people, and they might be very loud on social media sometimes because that is where they congregate. That is where they are. But there's not a lot of them. No,
but like Ryan made this point. We've both made this point. Like the moment we upload a video, you're probably going to see anywhere from 5 to 10 bot comments.
It's been rough, dude. Yeah.
It's been bad on
YouTube. It's always like, you can tell it's a bot because it says things like, thank you once again. I always find your content so compelling and inspiring. Thank you for this. It's like, bro, ain't no one ever gonna call my shit inspiring
or informative for the most part. It's just like all we're doing is bitching about Hollywood, or bitching about wokeness. So I don't know. Ryan's is a little informative, mine not so much, but yeah. And so my point being is that we have no control over that. And you can try to ban them. They're just gonna. It's just they're like
they
like
just recycle
cockroaches,
back.
man. They
It
just
goes in
yeah.
goes in phases on YouTube like this.
Yeah. So
And then what's gonna happen? Enough people are gonna bitch about it. YouTube's gonna like try to do a purge, and a bunch of people are gonna complain because they got caught up in the bot mess, right? And they get their account deleted and shit.
Every single time. 396,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Only 4,000 from 400. Let's go.
Finally did it.
Finally.
And the entire point of those bots, the same thing on Twitter. I know a lot of people don't fucking understand this. But when you do see these like actual bots out there, the entire point is to attach themselves to something that will get views. So hopefully you will go and click on like and interact with them and whatever they're fucking trying to get you to do.
Yep.
That's the point of it. Not necessarily to support a show or things like that. They're attaching themselves to things that are popular and they think will be talked about to get views for their shit.
Right.
That's what it's about. Let's see. Stay-at-home hippo. Jeremy, you say they are the slimmest minority that support the Acolyte, but they take up 3 seats on planes. Sean Kesey for 10. Flag wavers are not even the majority of LGBTQ community. I'm sure most of us feel the same as you. Acolyte was crap. It didn't need to be. Hate the word queers. Love G&G. Left-wing voter. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Look at this right here. Wouldn't this be perfect if Jay has 100K and then a purge happens and he loses like 2,000?
That would be hilarious, actually. And it would be right before he set up his he sets up a celebration stream for like 8 hours from now. Bot purge, he's down to 98. And he just comes on there, he's like, well, I don't know. I guess not getting my plaque. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Man, this always happens to me.
JMK Studio for 2. Thank you. Ryan Shatner's The Classics. 5. Big wheels
picture's so
keep on turning. Carry me home to see my kin singing songs about the Southland. I miss Alabama once again. And I think it's a sin, I said. JMK Studio for 10. What's up? Been a while since I watched y'all. All hail 199. I'm deep behind enemy lines, boys. I'm the only male in an all-female office full of Democrats. Y'all are the beacon of light for me.
Thank you.
Bro, don't let them know. Don't let them know you watch us.
Yeah, I heard that.
Sean for $1.99. I hate paying to get attention. Sorry. John Papacerio for 5. Wait, I don't get it. We so bored. Don't fuck with your shit show. We so bored. Don't fuck with your shit show. Glad it got canceled. Crimson for 5. Our opinions never mattered until now. This is huge cope from liberals. Trump voice, please. Huge. I can't really do a good Trump voice.
Yeah, me and Ryan are self-aware enough to know when we can't do a Trump impersonation. Unfortunately, not everyone at G&G understands that. But hey, continue to tell Beardo it's good. So he'll keep doing it and we can all laugh at him. So you just keep saying like, oh, Beardo, like there's Shane Gillis and then there's
spot on.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah. Like there's Shane Gillis and then there's Fear the Beardo. Like you're right there. Just keep making him think it's good. It's really bad.
Firefly, Terminator, Rome, etc. Fans miss these shows, but we're thankful they exist. Not spiteful we didn't get more. That's why we win.
What's up, Mo Zamboni in the house.
Yeah, and from their perspective, right? If you do really enjoy something that gets canceled, that does suck, right? That does suck. If you really enjoy something that gets canceled, and it might take a little bit to get over that, but it deservedly got canceled. There's no arguments to be had. It was no like, oh, a controversial decision from up top to pander to our side of the fan. That's not what it was. Nobody watched it.
Wouldn't it be good if somebody could do a Jay impersonation channel that got to 100K before he did? I mean, not now. We're a little too late in the game now, but it reminds me of when, remember the Ryan Kennel from Louisiana account or whatever. Remember that? Wasn't that him? Yeah. And my goal was to get him more followers on Twitter than you. As soon as I retweeted him, and told everybody to follow him. He locked his account.
He protected his
I was
account.
like, damn
So
it.
now I can't even message him to tell him to get the fuck off Twitter. He's protected. AD the Demon Slayer for 5. Jeremy and Ryan, thank you so much for allowing me to pay you to read my chats during the stream. All hail the 199.
You are very welcome.
Golden Nuggets for 5. Jake is in the chat being a hater, so here's £5. No comprendo for 5. Tano Huerta, Namor, is unemployed and depressed after anti-isms activist in Mexico claims alleged sex misconduct. You know, I feel like I made a video about that like a year or two ago. But yeah, I haven't heard anything more about that for a while. White man missing from trailers for 5. Check out the eyes of the Cobra. It's the G&G logo.
Ooh, holy shit, that's badass. Never thought about doing that. That's fucking cool. I'm gonna have to, man.
Not a graphic designer?
I don't know. Do we?
No, I said you're not a graphic designer.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, no. I have an app on my phone, so that's cool though. That's really awesome.
E&H for 5. Ryan's my favorite G&G member because he hates people as much as me. Also, Jeremy's kind of gay. The Mad Capper. Recent HL3 leaks are no joke.
Don't fuck with me on this. All right. Emotionally, I'm not. I don't need to think there's a Half-Life 3. I've already been through the like Titanfall 3 bullshit. Although I am a little like desensitized to the Half-Life 3 stuff, like because after I played Half-Life 2 and beat it, and that was a long time ago. I was kind of caught up. I'm like, God, we gotta. There's no way we're not gonna get a Half-Life 3. But yeah, that ship has sailed. It feels like, but it would be wild if they actually did it. I'll have to look into it.
Super Sentai guy. Everyone always ignores the first Jedi Knight game. I mean, like you had Dark Forces, then you had Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, which. I mean, it's just a little more dated, if you know what I mean. So I never got into that one as much. I certainly haven't forgot it. It's not one of my favorite games. Josh becomes a channel member.
What's up, Josh? How you doing, brother?
Darth Gabble for 5. As long as Chick-fil-A streaming isn't woke. Netflix. Yeah, I don't know what to think about Chick-fil-A streaming. E&H for 2. My coworker said CFA is mid. Also Shake Shack.
I mean, I don't think Chick-fil-A's their food is good. I don't think it's like next level. Like, and I'm in the minority on that, by the way. I'm very much, that's an unpopular opinion because I feel about
Chick-fil-A not mid. It's definitely A tier, but like
I feel about Chick-fil-A almost like Ryan feels about In-N-Out Burger. Not quite. Like I don't dislike it as much. Like you don't hate In-N-Out Burger. You just think that it's
In-N-Out Burger is fine. It just is not deserving of the hype.
Yeah, now, but the difference is I look at Chick-fil-A in two different ways. Their food is just fine to me. It's just whatever. It's good. It's the service though that takes it to the whole nother level. You know what I mean? And that changes the game. Like Chick-fil-A's service actually changes the experience because you do know you're going to get good, fresh food there. And it's going to be efficient and everything like that. Whether it's drive-through, whether you go into, it doesn't matter. They're all
you go into a different decade.
Like it really is. It really is.
Yeah. Better times. Diester von Klausenberg for 10. Hey guys, since we're talking about the Acolyte, here's some names for Fat Jedi in the second episode. 1, Blubber Fett. 2, Jedi the Hutt. 3, Qui-Gon Chins. Thank you. Gremlin Anku for 10. Hey, Jeremy, if you like Half-Life games and Star Wars, did you ever see Clear Skies 3-part series based on EVE Online, but use Half-Life for the land scenarios? Really good.
I haven't seen that. I'll check it out.
We did have to talk about, just because we're coming close to the hour point here, but obviously you spent a lot of time covering the DNC. There have been so many, it's clear that they're very much relying on celebrities, right? Celebrity appearances, celebrity endorsement, whether it's from the sports world, whether it's from, entertainers coming and performing, Lil Jon, John Legend, people like this. But the big rumor came out yesterday before the DNC that Beyonce and maybe even Taylor Swift going to make a big appearance at the DNC. Special guest confirmed for the DNC. It's a secret, though. You have to tune in to watch it.
Yeah, and another name that...
It turns out no one was there.
There was another name that was added to that list too, George W. Bush, which that was a Don Lemon thing. That was a Don
When
Lemon.
I heard that, I immediately almost called bullshit. Not because I don't think that George W. Bush doesn't like Trump. Like obviously he doesn't like Trump, but he just doesn't do things like that. You know what I mean? Like he's stayed very, very far away from it for quite some time, with a very few exceptions.
Yeah, so last night there's no doubt that Hollywood is all in on the Democratic Party, but last night in particular was a really bad night for the DNC in terms of just personalities and energy and everything like that. And I've talked I have no problem being objective. I've covered the entire DNC for the most part. Hillary Clinton, and when I say gave a good speech, I'm not saying that the context of her speech is good. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying that it galvanized the audience in the arena.
Yeah, she was a good liar. She gave a good performance.
Hillary, well, literally everybody at the DNC lied. My God, it was next level. But Hillary actually turned the needle. Okay. Michelle Obama turned the needle. Barack Obama, his speech was kind of like his presidency. It started out real strong on hope and change, and people actually bought into it, and there's a lot of energy. And by the end, everybody fucking was like miserable, because like Obama's his speech did not land like I thought it was. But last night, lack of celebrities and all of that. But then you have this social media swell of like, oh, Beyonce's going to show up. Taylor Swift's going to show up. They're going to perform. Oh, Beyonce's going to introduce Kamala Harris. It's going to bring the room down. And none of it happened. None of it happened. And it was so weird because Kamala Harris didn't even get an introduction. And she just came out. It was the weirdest thing ever, because everybody was expecting Beyonce to come out there and introduce her. And it was going to be this huge moment. And she just kind of was introduced. It's like, what is going on? Compared to Dana White introduced President Trump at the RNC with a banger of a speech, not to mention all the other stuff going on at the RNC. So for the DNC to be so like dominated by Hollywood and Hollywood being all in, it really was a very lackluster show in terms of celebrities showing up at the DNC.
Yeah, and I think we have seen over the past, I would say 10 years, obviously, a sliding slope. People respect celebrities and Hollywood elites less and less every single year. They lean very heavily into those people for the 2020 election. I just don't know if it's going to work out, because there are people, like you've seen some of the rallies and stuff like that. They're literally just going to see a big performance and then they leave like before Harris speaks. And I just don't know. People were more mad that Beyonce wasn't there than they were excited to hear someone accept a nomination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's like the situation they've created for themselves. They've gone all in with the woke Hollywood elites, with the people in the entertainment industry. And these are all people that I don't think have as much respect or clout as they did 4 or 5 years ago.
That's it. Well, listen, you got what you deserve, Hollywood. Democrats, keep doing what you're doing. The energy is completely dead now, and the momentum is all with Donald Trump and the Republican Party right now. So I'll be covering all that later today on CobraCast. Supposedly RFK is going to be endorsing Trump. They're going to rally together. So I'll be on CobraCast covering that. So we'll see. But guess who's here, Ryan? Guess who's here?
I don't know.
Alec.
Oh, shit.
Baldwin's finger, who don't miss with a proper 199. And says, I was looking forward to inflicting more pain in our Discord watch parties with the Acolyte Season 2. I guess we still have Rings of Power. Well, you know what happens? Have you seen the new clip that I play for proper 199s, Ryan? Have you seen it?
Can't say I have.
All right. So whenever we get the proper 199, we have a brand new clip to play. It's going to be very exciting, especially Ryan, who's never seen it before. So this is the first time he's seen it. Can you, let's see here. Let that down. Okay. So here it is, the new clip.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
It's such a funny clip.
Yeah, I saw it floating around Twitter the other day. I'm gonna do it. weird. Herbert for $1 over on Rumble. For his 49th birthday, I'll get Ryan a cheap revolver and 1 bullet. Thank you. I've been looking for one. Orozco for 2. Are you retarded? Aberjam for $1 over on Rumble. Jeremy, when's your birthday? Since you're so keen on Crocs to match them, I thought I'd send you some black velvet sweatpants with Juicy emblazoned across the ass with glitter studs.
You know, I saw. So it's in March. My birthday's in March, but Dave Portnoy. Do you see his post this morning?
Not this morning, no.
He's selling Crocs now, and he's trying to convince everybody how great they are. He's getting absolutely ripped in his fucking comments.
I see him, yeah.
It's play the shit, dude. It's so good. He's just like, and honestly, I don't disagree with what Dave is saying. I'm sorry, I just don't. Like, I agree with everything Dave is saying in this video, but he's getting fucking annihilated in his comment section.
Is there something from yesterday when he tweeted it out, or
it's a video and then there's a picture next to the video on the tweet. I saw it this morning.
Yeah, you want to play it? All right.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny as hell, dude. Yeah, Dave, we're still ahead of you on Sports Wars over on Rumble. We still have the biggest sports channel, Dave. So I'm giving you some free promotion because you need it. But look at this shit, dude.
All right.
All right. I already mentioned that we now sell the Dave Portnoy collection. We got all the flair, giblets, whatever you want to call it. Pizza Nunes, Miss Peaches. The other side, Pirate Dog, DDTG. On the back, it has my signature. People went crazy. Like, when I say this was a polarizing or lightning rod topic, I don't even know if this video is on me. It turned it around. It was. People like, oh, muck boots, Crocs, they suck. What are you, lame? And other people.
Shit.
It's all good.
Right.
You can leave it at that. That's fine. No, it's fine.
Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to turn my camera back on. and I accidentally hit the wrong button. Yeah.
Dave is getting crushed over this. Go ahead.
I feel you. I was one of those guys. I always made fun. I was never a Crocs guy, never a muck boots, never. And then actually Luke Combs sent me a pair.
You can leave
this
it
guy
there.
is like a multi-hundred millionaire.
Oh, he's worth like $500 million.
And it's just, this is who he is. And yeah, I bet Luke Combs does probably like Crocs because Luke Combs is really fat, so they're probably comfortable to him.
Crocs.
I just started wearing them.
You can end it there, though. It's just funny to hear him do that and getting absolutely wrecked in his comments. His comment section looks like a Geeks and Gamers chat where people are like, "You are gay."
Yeah, people roast the fuck out of him all the time. Volt 95 Survivor for $1. Happy French Friday, you figs. Have a great weekend. Viva la BC. Thank you. Pat for $2. If you want Ryan to read your super chat calling Jeremy a fig, or if you want Jeremy to read your super chat making fun of Ryan's lesbian hair, it'll cost you $1. That's the price of admission. Visitor for $2. How many fans beg for another season of Firefly? Get bent, Disney Star Wars fans. Jose Contreras. Ryan, you have military veterans ID. Most Chick-fil-A have military discount, and mostly every store and restaurant in San Antonio has a military discount. Well, that's good to know for San Antonio because we'll be there for SpaceCon. And yeah, I've got my Florida ID does have my veterans insignia right on there. DeBrute it do for $2. Fuck it. I'll pay so everyone knows Kinzinger was a bitch last night. And B. Barrett for $2. Cuckzinger took it in the ass like Will Smith. Jesus. Josh becomes a channel member. Thank you, Josh. Quatrina VR is a bi woman. I'm giving you the G word card. Gay. Thank you. Taker for $5. You guys seen the footage of Corey Feldman trying to shred on guitar? You should find a clip. Looks so hilariously bad.
I haven't seen that.
So I've seen that. Dan the Valencia. Thoughts on War Over Hiram trailer? I actually haven't watched it yet. I figured we'll talk about it today, probably on FNT. So
yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I saw it going around
though. Both of your J impressions are on point. Never stop doing ones on FNT or TNME. Thank you, Hammerschmidt. Rattle Shark. Ryan, you going to cover the Fever game tomorrow on G&G Sports? Caitlin Clark is one of the most popular athletes in the U.S. If you cover, I will watch. not going to do a stream or anything, but depending on what happens, I might make a video about it. Potentially. Brian Keith for 5. So we're Dixie Chicks, or the Chixie Dicks. And now they're just the chicks, right? Because Dixie's offensive.
Yeah.
Saying to the DNC, they must be scraping the bottom of the barrel for entertainment. Haven't heard much from them. Wonder why. I mean, kind of irrelevant.
They've been
they were stars in the 2000s or whatever, but.
Yep.
Ministry of Wrong thing for 5. When I said on TM, this is funny because we had talked about microdosing we were talking about allergies, right? And so I was like trying to convince Savvy that she's just being a pussy and that you need to get over your allergies by just exposing yourself to it. Like if you're deathly allergic to strawberries, just have a little strawberry every day and a little more the next day. And eventually you won't be allergic. That's how humans work. I was like trying to gaslight her into that. And Ministry of Wrong thing then said, what I said on TNME was, when Beardo has sex, it's considered microdosing for women allergic to penis. And like, it was actually a good one from Ministry of Wrong things. Thank you.
Savvy is Savvy, and FNT is going to be fucked today. Just saying. Okay. Kirsha.
Way too many women.
Whew, it's going to be a wild one today.
Sons and Shadows 5, as a channel that talks canceled TV series, Mo Zamboni's correct. Shows are remembered fondly and with love. Acolyte cope off the charts. Godzilla's greaser, much like MCU fans a Krista simp, Jake's a Beardo simp, which constantly nags at him and makes him angry because despite all our jokes, Beardo's not into guys. That's why he lashes out at us. Stuart, hail Jeremy and Ryan in chat. Trump 2024. Krista's spider husband. Hi, guys. I'm the multiverse variant of the spider that Krista chased away with a slipper on stream. In my reality, we got married, had 4 kids. Actually, there were 300 in the egg sack. The 4 ain't the rest. Russian bot for 5. The power of 1, the power of 2. Roses are red, violets are blue. Jeremy is gay, and Ryan is too. Thank you. Bo Zamboni, Jedi Outcast multiplayer skins were goated. Dark Side Yoda. Derek Anderson becomes channel member. What's up, the DA? Krista's spider husband. The 4 kids are Clarissa, Kirby, Zelda, and our special needs son, Beardo. He's named after her special needs friend who died in a bidet-related accident. Thank you, Krista's spider husband.
Holy shit.
Raven Black Sparrow. If Chick-fil-A does streaming service, will they be open for Sundays? That's what I said. FaZe Walker becomes a YouTube member. Nandy Zero for $1.99. Damn, Jeremy doesn't seem so gay now.
What? Oh, because of Portnoy.
Maybe. Darth Gavel for 2. Tom McDonald dropped a new super spicy video. Hey, good for him.
Look, man, I don't think he's that great. I don't think Tom McDonald's that great. I just don't. I appreciate that he calls out the bullshit, but like, I don't think he's a great rapper.
Yeah, it's just not stuff I listen to on a daily basis.
I don't think he's that great.
But yeah, shout out to him though. Alec Baldwin's fingers is sadistic, is a sadist in our Discord. I think God. Hold on, I can't fucking talk. I'm trying to speak too fast. Alec Baldwin's finger is a sadist in our Discord. Thank God we dodged that bullet. LOL. He still has plenty in the chamber though. This man's evil. Send help. Taker for 5. Jeremy, you need to take a shot of Luke with the milk in his beard from TLJ and caption a white dude for Harris as a Cobra Cast thumbnail. This is Clarissa, Krista's half spider daughter for 5. Hi, Uncle Limus. Why do you say so many naughty words? That's not okay. Plus, all the yelling makes me scared. Go fuck yourself. Fucking stupid spider parody account. Sergeant Sodomy. If you were to put a Steak and Shake, where would you put Steak and Shake on your restaurant list? Wish I had one near me. For me, I really like Steak and Shake. Definitely in the B to A, like spot on my list.
I don't think I've ever had Steak and Shake. If I have, I don't recall it enough to have an opinion on it because I tend to stay away from. So I love milkshakes, and obviously, you know,
they bring all the boys to the yard.
But I don't like having one with my meal. You know what I mean? Or if after my meal or whatever, because I always feel like shit. So it's like got to be an isolated thing. So when I go somewhere, it's going to be whatever. Point is I've never had it. I don't think. If I have, I don't remember it.
It's good. I like Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake for me, like in the Midwest, especially like fucking small town Indiana, one of the only places that would be open late was Steak and Shake because they were open like 24 hours. So that was always like a place where we'd go and hang out or whatever. And yeah, Frisco Melt. If you're going to go there for the first time, do the Frisco Melt with bacon. They've got really good, they got steak burgers. That's what they do. So their burgers are really solid in general, but I do like the Frisco Melt, add bacon. You just give me a chocolate shake with that shit. Extra fries. They've got like the thin kind of shoestring fries. Yeah, I'm fucking hungry now.
You got Ryan going now.
I'm fucking hungry. All right. We're all caught up, Jeremy.
All right. So today I'll be covering the RFK Trump stuff over on my D-Day Cobra channel. So I'll see all of you over there. Looking forward to that. Friday Night Tights is happening. Kirsha, special guest. And it's going to be a degenerate episode, okay? And you've got Acolyte that's going to be the prominent discussion. So check out Friday Night Tights. I'll see you guys later. Ryan, what do you got going on?
Just putting out a bunch of videos. That's all I'm focused on.
I heard that. All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
And Nakman, who could have made those spider parody accounts? Must be some weirdo. I guess we'll never know. Yeah, we have no idea. Jason Yankovic Fraud, thank you once again. I always find your content so compelling and inspiring. You got to add a couple hearts and like a peach and cherry emoji after it if you really want me to convince you're a bot. Thank you, Jason.
Absolutely.
Singing Tigs for 2, Steak and Shake, Cajun Burger and Fries, OP. Hail 199.
Hail.
There we go. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.